My name is Abhi. I'm basically from Maharashtra but working in Bangalore as a software developer. So it's been always since I was a kid, like I didn't like tight clothes. I was like a bit chubby when I was kid, when I was in college or school. So the clothes used to be tight many times. So after coming home from school or college, I used to just remove and keep everything off for some time. I used to feel good. When I went to school on bicycle, after coming home, it used to be very hot and very sweaty. So I used to remove everything and just lie down on the bed under the fan. So that felt nice. So it started there since that time. So slowly it was like an idea, like why just after that cycling. So few times I tried getting naked at home when nobody was at home. So slowly got in habit of that whenever I was alone at home. Once a month or so I used to get a chance of doing so. It was very nice initiative. I was actually shocked to see that in the newspaper when one of my friends shared with me on my Telegram account. I opened it and I was okay, something article must have written, but there was also a photo of a person sitting without clothes. So it was eye-catching, first of all. But how many people read that article is a big question, because nowadays we know it's very difficult to read an article in our day-to-day activities. We will many times just read headlines and move on, or we are using the InShots app to just see the news in very less words and carry on. Even nowadays what I do is morning I watch like top 50 news are there, like in our India TV or some news channel, like such kind of the top 100 or top 50. Just watch that and leave to work. So first of all, how many people read, it's a big question, because few years ago newspaper was very big medium, but because of internet and mobile, it's I think bit reduced. So those who read probably read because of seeing the picture, and they must have found out, yeah, something like this also is there in India or in the world. First of all, like there's something called as nudist or naturist. Yeah, but that was really a big step taken by a big newspaper of the country. I really appreciate that. But after that I didn't see any link where it was again published that this was nudist activity happened or any article on nudism in India. So it happened and it stopped, like I feel. Yeah, follow-up article at least once in a year, not every now and then, but at least once in a year follow-up article, or at least even by other newspaper, if Times of India is like done with, like we have shown whatever we could show, or print. Like today you have shared one link that of same Hindustan Times only, but in Hindi audio they have made it. So that is also a good way of keeping it alive. It was published in English newspaper, so maybe not all of people have gone through it. If it was in a regional newspaper, maybe more people would have at least gone through, but also I want to criticize also that much.
Hello, my name is Ashish. I'm a nudist from Delhi. First of all, I would like to thank Mandar for letting us use this platform to share our thoughts with nudists and non-nudists around the world. In a way that frequently shies away from unconventional topics, Mahua Das and her team have shown immense courage and compassion. Their work highlights the importance of breaking societal taboos and fostering acceptance for all the walks of life. They have captured our hearts and minds with their article published last year. Since the historic publication by the Times of India, we have witnessed a significant transformation in the way our society perceives and discusses the Indian nudist community. In the past year, I have seen increased awareness, open dialogues, and a community. This article has played a pivotal role in the breaking down societal barriers and fostering empathy. It has been a remarkable journey of progress, reflection, and inclusivity, and it serves as a powerful reminder of the impact that responsible journalism have on our Indian nudist society. Our community itself has gained more visibility and recognition, which has encouraged more individuals to embrace their nudist lifestyle openly, which is evident in the form of many open discussions on various social platforms like YouTube, Quora, and Reddit. I'm amazed to see response responses from people interested and their willingness to try the nudist lifestyle. The article has fostered the creation of support networks and platforms for nudists to connect, share experience, and provide each other with emotional and practical support. Thank you so much, Mandar, for considering me again, and I hope these efforts will create more awareness about nudism in India and our neighboring countries, and more people from all the age groups will join our community. Thanks.
Hi, I am Simplynaturist from Calcutta. Thank you for giving the opportunity to talk in this matter. Well, I didn't notice any kind of major changes since the publication, except for organizing some private nude meetups, which was already happening even before the publication. So I can't tell that's the major change because that was happening already. And even though it was published in July last year, someone like me came to know about it just some days ago, suppose in July or August 2023, when the Nudist Calendar 2.0 reposted it. So actually, which shows that majority of us are not doing enough justice by promoting it actively. And remember, we are not small in numbers. I'm talking about Indian community basically. I think this type of news help to build at least a curiosity among non-nudist community. Maybe they won't understand at first. They will take it in a sexual way, in a negative way. But like if I take my personal experience, couple of days ago I showed this news to some of my non-nudist friends who don't know that I actually belongs to nudist community. So most of them, as expected, laughed at it. लेकिन why I say उनमें से कुछ लोग, some of them still want to know about it. Okay, what's this is all about, and because it is pretty new to them, একদমই নতুন ব্যাপার ছিল। Remember, they also missed this news when this was published last year. It is not that they didn't see it, but they just didn't notice it. They just see and moved on. When they noticed, when I saw আমি তাদেরকে দেখালাম আর কি, मैंने दिखाया दूसरी बार। And in my nudist group, they were all excited when they came to know. I feel we certainly, whatever extent we can do, hiding our identity, we need to work on it to spread the vibe of naturism, and it won't happen with just one news article in TOI. It will certainly help, but it is not enough. It is a big step, but it shouldn't be the last, and it needs some active participation from other nudists too, especially from seniors. Thank you.
Hi, Sabarinath here. I'm from Trivandrum, Kerala. I'm a nudist for around 5 years now. The article was kind of a surprise, as we all know that nudism is a lifestyle which we can't practice openly or discuss openly in a country like India. Although these kind of articles are essential for the growth of nudism in general, I personally believe that the article has caused a negative spotlight on nudism. I remember seeing many discussions on YouTube after the publication, but the comments on these videos were actually extremely disgusting, which shows that India is not ready to accept this lifestyle anytime soon. It may take hundreds of thousands of years for nudism to be normalized. But the only positive that I can think of is that it actually helped people who are not aware of this lifestyle, people who like being naked but were not aware of the lifestyle. It actually helped them to know of these meetings and secret groups that exist in our country. So that's the only positive that I can think of on the article. So I believe that instead of focusing on publications and stuff, we should be putting efforts to bring together these scattered groups and build the community. I think that's the need of the hour for building the nudist community in India instead of giving negative attention to this topic. That's my view. Thank you.
Hi guys, so this is Hersheys. I'm a nude model. So we'll be addressing certain topics regarding nudism and how it is as a female Indian to be a nudist. Getting into how it all started for me was COVID, right? I think for most people it started with COVID. That is when people discovered a lot of things about themselves because there are a lot of time on hand. And all of during the lockdown basically what happened I think after TOI is after the TOI published about the nudism and the nudism meetup that happened in Kerala. I think what happened is it kind of confirmed for a lot of people who had kept this nudism thing to themselves when maybe they discovered it during lockdown or sometime they like staying nude but then they start feeling guilty because people have told them not to be nude, right? They're conditioned to think that it is a wrong thing. So what happened I think is it gave them a validation or a green light I would say to say that it's okay, it's okay, you're not alone here and you can be nude and there's nothing wrong in it, right? The more people started doing it more. Now if you see Instagram there's so many nudists on it, of course anonymously. No one wants drama in life, so they're all anonymously expressing themselves, trying their best to do whatever they can for themselves. So TOI gave this green light basically, which was all red. It converted into green all of a sudden, and it was a gush of joy, I guess. It was really nice that it gave that platform to people to be open about it. It gave a way, gave that strength to people to be open about it, right? So I think that's what TOI has done, and more such articles should be published, I would say. I think nudism, the concept nudism itself is new. Even if you publish 100 articles, then it will still have the same popularity. Nudism is that new in India.
Hi, this is Nudist Milesh from Abhi. I'm an identified nudist since couple of years, but truly speaking, I was a nudist from childhood. But it was through media that I understood that my identity is nudist. Yeah, I really thank and appreciate TOI for trying to spread the concept of naturism. Actually, naturism is still unheard in India, whose self-culture is itself is naturism. People generally in India were either half nude or full, and it was common. There are many practical challenges to being a nudist in India because society does not accept it and nor the social norms are favorable to it. At the same time, to be in public and practice is also very much difficult over here. But still, somehow, whenever we get time, we try to live in our identity, like indoors or maybe certain meetups. Still, there are many nudists who are not willing to be part of our tribe culture. At least whenever we try, let's try to meet, let's try to introduce ourselves casually at least. But somehow I don't know, they are not turning out. Something is holding them back, or what it is still I'm not able to figure out. No need to be in our identity, but let's introduce ourselves over a cup of coffee. So the way we are brought up, those mental blockages are holding them back. Yeah, there were few in Ahmedabad, but few have moved out of Ahmedabad also. And even if there are few ladies, they are not actual. They are only exhibitionist, or they want to just enjoy the looks of their body. I have come across 2-3 bisexuals like that. They ask favors. They are not true nudists, not even exhibitionists. They are simply asking favors also.
My name is Amit. I'm from Mumbai, Maharashtra. Basically, I like nature. So whenever I get time, if I'm alone, I like to be free in the nature. Yeah, I will say it was good, but again, it depends upon people to people.
I would like to address myself as a nudist, not as a naturalist. I was born and raised in Chennai and right now located in Bangalore for the work purpose. I'm 40 plus. For more than 20 years plus, I've been on Nudist. It's been a part of my life right from my ages of growing up. Okay, right from my college, right from my school days, I was happy to be a nudist. The thing is, I did not know that there is a concept called nudism that exists. Right. So I recently discovered, thanks to internet, thanks to Instagram, thanks to social media and other platforms. That's massive. The thing is, it would take time for people to develop toleration. There was no follow-up article on that. So that is the first step, right? So TOI has introduced to the country that there is something called naturism that exists, which is normal, right? But how much we as naturists, we are rather as nudists, as a community, let's say that we are a community, have taken the next step. TOA has given a great platform. It has opened up. It has helped us reach a lot of people. But somewhere it is still stagnant there. We need to take the next step. Out of sight, out of mind. That's what they say. You had one article somewhere down the year last year. After that, there was no follow up. I don't even know. Probably a common man would still remember an article like this. There was no discussion around it. There was no follow up on that one, right? As long as you don't create a follower, as long as you don't keep reminding people about naturism and nudism, we will still go back to the square one.
My name is Joy, and I'm basically born and brought up in Nagaland. So, and I've been, then from Nagaland, then I shifted to Delhi, and from Delhi I shifted to Dubai. In terms of naturism or being a nudist or naturist, is the same thing basically for me. I think I feel like that I have been a naturist ever since, since a very long time. It was a natural inclination for me during my younger years, when I was a teenager and things like that. So I used to love sleeping naked. So I think that was the beginning of naturism for me, and it has still continued till today. So even today also I love to sleep naked, and whenever possible at home I am I'm naked. So that's what I like to do. In India, obviously, during my growing up years, obviously it's a taboo, and I think it's still, though society is opening up a bit, it is still a taboo. So yes, so once I moved to Dubai and I started traveling around the world, or I've been to a few countries where naturism is allowed. I started naturism, visiting naturist places, starting from Thailand. I attended my first NatCon in 2019. It was a very good experience to be able to be nude in front of so many people without having any sexual orientation to it. So it was a very good experience. I made some few friends over there, and yes, I met them again when I went to the NetCon in 2023, where I met you and a few of the other guys. Yeah, so I think it's a very good thing they did, that they tried to publish, but I don't know what are the after effects of having published this article. So whether naturism has gained more popularity in India or has gained more social acceptance or things like that, I don't know. I say there are a lot of people in India, those who are into naturism. We have met some of them in NetCon 23. When I was there for NetCon in 2019, there were some more people who were not there in 23. Yeah, there are a lot of people in India who are into naturism. I think a lot of people from India, those who are going to Europe for tourism and things like that, they also go and enjoy naturism if they are into naturism. In some of the European beaches, yes. I don't know what's the legal thing, how to approach it legally, but then if we can use this TOI article and then go to the High Court or somewhere in Supreme Court or somewhere and say that, yeah, see, this is something which is there and we want to make naturism legal, so what's the way of doing it? File the public interest litigation in the High Court and see what they are saying. See, I think this like TOI has published, then Times of India has their news channel Times Now. So if somebody from Times Now wants to do an interview, people those who are willing to come out in there open with their face, or even TV interviews can happen without the face also, where they can always blur the face, and then they can give TV interviews, make some noise basically.
I'm Z. Some of you know me already, and for those who don't know, I am Z. So I would call myself more of a naturist than a nudist, though I am a nudist, but I think I'm inclined more towards naturism. In my formative years, if you ask me, I do not really have any sharp memory of that as such, except for when we used to go for swims or whenever we used to visit like waterfall or something. I used to like take a dip and all, and I used to be the least clothed person there. But I never thought of it as an inclination or a tendency or anything else, or felt like labeling it. In those years, to be honest, at least I wasn't really exposed to the terms and terminologies. So I was going with whatever was happening and enjoying myself, having fun, because that's one thing I never stopped doing. And that is where probably all my discoveries lie also. So there were nudist events that were happening before also. The publication just, I think, gained popularity on any existing ecosystem, and they'll continue to do so. Yeah, I mean, I'm thankful for it, but it has been portrayed like something fascinating or something unusual. But it's a natural thing, I feel, that people would not want to wear clothes because cockroaches, cats, dogs, elephant, horses, tigers, lions, mosquitoes, nobody wears clothes except for humans. And showing it as an act of courage, and okay, that's all fine only, but this was happening before also, and it will keep happening henceforth also. I would say more bigger thanks to the historic photo shoot by Ranveer Singh, for that matter. We need Bollywood acceptance for everything, no? I know people who are above 50 and are nudist and have been in this struggle to find a space for themselves in India, in Indian society, in Indian culture, amongst group of friends, amongst close circles. There was a time, there's still time, when these guys were or are still called Nangus. From Nangus to nudists, it's a long journey. And this suddenly today this word comes into being, but what about all those people? Their struggle doesn't matter to us anyways, because they are not Bollywood stars. But rather than brooding about it, I think I should celebrate it, saying, okay, wow, there is acceptance. Acceptance also, I don't know. There is people have knowledge about us now. People know that these people are called nudists. Once I was clicking myself nude on a beach. It was like a lonely beach. Two boys came there, and probably they wanted to smoke, or I don't know what. So I was there, I was clicking myself, and the other guy stopped him and said, "Aage mat ja, wahan pe nangu hai." These are like 19-20-year boys of this age. This has happened in like 2020. This thing happened. They didn't know the term nudist. There are so many like them who don't know, so many who don't read newspaper, so many who don't read English newspaper also, so many don't read Times of India. So there is still a lot of mess that needs to be tackled right now also. Said that, being in a publication gives us a lot of hope to begin with. That's a good thing about it. There should be a larger cause at hand, to be honest, and which nobody sees. Like, there isn't a bill that needs to be passed. It has to be a constitutional change which needs to be done. And nobody is thinking of it in that way. Currently, people are just trying to create events. There are some events which are free, which is a nice thing, because that mobilizes the community. So more mobilization has to happen, and I believe a strong legislative change only can bring this into focus. And unless and until there is a strong movement for it, which involves everybody, not just smaller groups but larger groups also, global groups also, Till that time, I don't think there is any hope. So there should be one. At least we should fight for one space for ourselves. One space, if we fight for, the fight comes into focus, and suddenly then all the eyes turn towards this request. Till that time, I think it is going to be in small spurts here and there, like it was earlier.